After a harrowing 14-year struggle with addiction and a near-fatal overdose, former NBA player Chris Herren is down to his final chance, a drug rehab program paid for by former teammate Chris Mullen.
Was there for 30 days. My wife went into labor. I got the phone call. Against the advice of the facility, I went home. And I was using within 24 hours. And when I came back to the hospital the next day, my wife knew. She told me never to come back. You know, here's my wife, basically a single mom, you know, raising two with a newborn, no money coming in. And when I went back, the counselor at the facility told me that I should play dead. You know, tell my wife to tell the kids that I died in a car accident. Let the kids live, and you just go on about your business. I was unemployed. I wouldn't know how to get a job. The only thing I knew was to dribble a basketball, you know? That's all I knew at 32. I knew that and how to get high. I hit my knees, I started praying, and I started putting the work in necessary to stay sober one day at a time. At 32 years old, I became coachable. I started listening to old timers who told me how to do it, told me which way to go, and I did. And one day at a time, things started changing.
After reconnecting with his family, Chris went back to his other love, basketball.
Ooh, good take. That's two. You guys are off. Hey, L, you need to be more aggressive. Well, initially, hoop dreams came into play. Jenny Swider, who lives next to me, we met and we sat down and we came up with the idea that a good way for me to make money is to teach basketball. Dynamite. Way to get that. And from there, one workout at a time, 1 hour at a time, the kids started building.
In 2011, Chris released his memoir, Basketball Junkie, with Providence Journal columnist Bill Reynolds. The response was overwhelming.
We were inundated with emails and phone calls and letters from people really seeking help for themselves or their loved one. And so Chris turned to me one day and said, Jenny, we have got to start a nonprofit to help these people. So we did. We started the Herren Project.
I think Chris realizes how fortunate he is. He came through this addiction hell and survived it and escaped it. And I think that one thing Chris always had was an amazing amount of compassion. Even when he was this high school superstar, even then I knew there was a big heart there.
How you guys doing? Good. And from that, I started speaking, you know, going out and telling my story to kids. And I realized the need. So I figured the Herren Project, I could go around and raise some money and help people, assist them in the treatment process. I pulled a Range Rover in the breakdown lane. I waited for the next set of headlights, and at 27 years old, I saw them coming. As soon as they got close enough, I threw my body right out in front of them. I wanted that car to hit me in my chest, man. Drag me down the highway and put me out of my misery. At 27 years old, I wanted to die.
Through the Herren Project, Chris has spoken to over 300,000 school kids, as well as programs like Alabama football and the National Football League rookies.
The Herren Project works with community groups and educational facilities to help further the message that drugs and alcohol can have a traumatic effect on anyone, including a young person experimenting for the first time. We work very closely with partnership at adrugfree.org to help communicate vital statistics, as well as sharing Chris's story.
With no sleep, under the influence, heart beating out of my chest, I walked into that arena to play in that game on national TV. After that game, my athletic director met me in the locker room. He gave me a high five and he said, Christopher, congratulations, man. Your family must be so proud. They flew in from Boston. You beat your hometown team on CBS Sports. But do me a favor, before you leave with them, go into the training room and take your drug test. When he said drug test, my heart dropped. my NBA dream went out the window. I looked at that man, I said, I need a second chance. He said, you're out of chances, son.
Chris's speeches are so impactful that, you know, he really forces people to take a look in the mirror after listening to him talk. He truly has a gift. And because of that, they reach out. We give the individuals that glimmer of hope that, you know, and we help them take that first step.
You said in your speech that your goal is to change the life of one person. Well, I know that your speech changed a lot more than just one person.
Coming up, we'll find out about Chris's Project Purple Sober Student Initiative and meet some of the people the Herren Project has impacted. Stay with us.